The Bring a Trailer podcast.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Bring a Trailer podcast. Alex Porter here at HQ in San Francisco with Randy Nonnenberg. Hey, Randy.
Hey, man, I'm here, and we got some crazy stuff on the site to talk about.
Should have hit record before
We've
I
been
hit
talking
record.
about it all morning, so we might as well share it with everybody else. And
You want to start with Jim's car? You were talking about Jim's
Jim
car.
Farley, CEO of Ford Motor Company,
FOMOCO.
has a Pantera live on the site that he and I chatted about when he was on the BAT podcast.
You were also on his Big Boy podcast, too.
Yeah, if ours is not Big Boy, his definitely is.
I mean, didn't you
Distributed by-
follow Serena Williams or something?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I went into this cycle. I must have been like I was batting ninth. Somehow Serena was batting eighth. Yeah, there were some other crazy folks that he has on his like super influencer. And then Randy Nonnenberg, and he's like, let me explain to you who this person is.
How many Grand Slam titles have you won?
Totally. This person has not ever played at Wimbledon. So anyway, that was fascinating. But he described for me, I was like, hey, what's like your most, I was going through his profile on BAT and I was like, what's your latest thing? And he's like, oh, I just picked up this Pantera and drove it home with my son and it needs this and that. And we're going to have a project. So it's a Pre-L. It's a cool small
72
72
yellow Pre-L. Yep.
Super cool car and getting some love. I think there's a little Jim Farley bump going on. What's the
Heck
bid
yeah.
at? What's the bid at?
It is at 1:30. It ends the day this podcast will drop, which is tomorrow. We
Okay.
can let everyone know that we're recording sub 24 hours.
Absolutely. We're timely.
This is real time.
You think that's bad? I think that's timeliness.
No, it just makes my heart palpitate. And Chris has to edit it tonight. But it's a great car. We've got some hero shots with the face of our buddy Colin Comer in them, former podcast guest and
Both
racing
these
buddy.
guys are all on the BAT podcast.
That's
I'm
right.
telling you, you're building the dynasty. But
CC350.
yeah, anyway, we'll see what that Pantera does. I've had a few buddies text me about it, and they're like, wow, Farley's Pantera is live. So anyway, we'll see what that car does. Super cool to see it come back. It's its third listing. It features in the BAT history module, which is my favorite feature.
You love that
website.
alumni
I'm
tag.
just going to talk about that all the
Alumni
time.
tags.
The history module on the right side. So anyhow, that car is a cool one. We'll see if people dive on it.
I think it's going to be an exciting close tomorrow. People love that Farley is like a real car guy. I was telling you earlier, the Autopian wrote a piece about his history. You can like see what he's bid on and the interesting things. And it's actually like, it is actually a great Ford advertisement because when you look at all the things he's bid on, the man has taste.
Yeah, well, he's awesome and obviously an outlier. But you know what? It makes me think that like all the others out there, their PR people ought to just go randomly like buy them an Integra Type R and have like one shot next to it. And all of a sudden, all the like car journalists will be like, this person's authentic.
100%. Have your PA who actually is interested in cars, your executive assistant, throw some bids in on your behalf.
Totally. Pick up like a GMC Cyclone and all of a sudden like the automotive press will adore you.
100%.
Even if you, whatever you do with the company, right?
100%. But Farley's like definitely,
racing Le Mans.
he's actually interested in RUP, twin engine
He's
go-karts.
full legit, but like you never hear any of that kind of press for any of the other auto execs, right? Because they're all just like being driven around in an Escalade or whatever.
They fake it. It's like fake enthusiasm.
I don't
but
even know if they fake it though, right? You just
Yes.
get driven around and you fly
Correct.
in private jets or whatever, right? I mean, there's no automotive. It doesn't seem like.
Yeah. It's not Gianni Agnelli anymore with his short wheelbase
Totally.
Chrysler
Like
300.
on his Riva, you know, like ripping, and you're just like, okay, I'm buying whatever that guy's selling. But yeah, so anyway, I just think that's funny. But no, I mean, Farley gets so much press for being a legit guy, and he is, and that's cool. And I think that resonates with guys buying Broncos and Raptors and stuff, you know? So
It resonates with me, man. Like Ford has really become like, I was never a partisan for any of the big three. And now it's like all I really am interested in is Fords. It's even retroactive. I like
Yeah.
look at the old Fords. We were talking about the other day with Max Wedges. We're like, oh, but what you really want is the Galaxy from
Yeah.
62.
yeah, I mean, but man, there's cool other stuff. And yeah, my buddy Ralph from Stellantis, I mean, he's super legit and
Yes.
he's not CEO and I don't think he wants to be, but he kind of carries that mantle of being like the car person within the, you know, ivory tower that is now run by bean counters and people who don't care, right? So it's cool that these companies have those people and they get celebrated, but I was just laughing when the Pantera came up because I mean, all you have to do is buy some enthusiast car for your CEO and all of a sudden everybody thinks
Totally.
the company is, that could be a funny hack if they wanted to be like Ford. So anyhow, that's a cool Pantera and one of many wacky things going on BAT at the moment.
One last reflection on this. There's always been a little bit of bean counterism, or a lot, I guess I should say, in the big three, because, even 70 years ago, or almost 65 years ago, Zora Arcus Duntov was like a maverick kind of breaking out of that, like
kind of run out of town too, right? Wasn't he? Yeah, he
totally
wasn't allowed to do stuff, and
he was too had to secretly build test Corvette mid-engines, and they didn't want him to go run at Le Mans, but he did it anyways and won his class in the little tiny that was when he was working for GM, I'm pretty sure, when he won the Index of Performance in that 1100cc Furman 550. Anyway, I love stuff like that, and car guys do too. So you're totally right about it being a smart PR move. Mm-hmm. Should we talk about some other stuff on the site, or do you want to talk about Japan first? You're fresh back from being across the ocean.
I went to Japan for the first time on holiday. Yeah, no Skunkworks BAT action over there yet, though we may need some soon after this trip. I went over there for 7 or 8 days with the family, and Zach, who's often on the BAT podcast, obviously has been over there, has driven, is bought cars over there, has done more car stuff than I could ever hope to in Japan. I was like, well, what do I do over there? Like, what's the car vibe?
You had your fam with you. So
I have my fam, so I wasn't going to go full deep. My standard travel is like all sorts of car stuff. This one was not that. But the cool thing that he pointed out, which I found out to be totally true, is he's like, you'll be surrounded by it. You like won't be able to escape it. You won't have to go seek out car stuff. You'll just be freaked out every street you walk down because of the car sort of energy and the cars they're driving and the rules of the road and just all of it. And I was surprised, and I kind of had a smile on my face not long after I landed and adjusted to the time. It's exactly that. Like, every once in a while you'll see something crazy, which is really fun, and like a wild, R34 Sky. No joke. I saw R34 was driving down the street, right? And you're just like, okay, well, that's wild. But even just the like little K vans driving down the street, and the way the tow trucks look, and the Uber you get in, and what pulls up, right? And the Toyota Centuries driving all over the place, and the like hierarchy of what's fancy and what's the every person. I was totally struck by it, and frankly compelled. Like, I kind of want to go hang out in that environment more. And I'm not into the we sell a zillion of these K trucks and red fire truck minis and like weirdo right-hand drive stuff. And most of that isn't stuff that like fires me up. I'm glad that it fires a lot of people up, but it's not really my deal, even though I love Japanese cars. But over there, the modern K stuff, like I was pointing out to my kids, I was like, wow, that Suzuki Wrestler is like a super cool little rig. A Rustler.
I've never even heard of it.
Of course not. Right? Nobody has. But it's just like one of many. And my kids were calling out the funny like car names, all the minivans and all the funny stuff driving around.
My parents call it Richard Scary cars. Like, you get it somewhat in Europe, especially in Italy, like they look like the little, I know I'm wearing the Richard Scary shirt today, ironically, but everything's like little, it looks like a toy a little bit.
Yes. Well, there's a lot of that. It's a subset of what's over there. Obviously there's full size stuff too, but the small stuff is everywhere, and everybody backs into their parking space, which just makes me smile, right? It's like little stuff that just makes you appreciate life and smiling, and these folks that operate. Can you imagine if everyone in Los Angeles tried to back into their parking space? First of all, they'd all crash into each other.
Correct. Couldn't do it.
Cars are huge.
Yeah, you couldn't do it.
And they'd crash into somebody, then they'd leave. That's like what would happen in America, right? And you're just like, man, yeah. First of all, they've never figured out how to do that. And over there, it's like required reading. It's like, well, of course. And I pointed that out to my son. I was like, look how everybody's backed in perfectly. And he's like, that's crazy. And then the types of cars. And then, I can go down the laundry list. And I was also stoked. I don't know if you saw it on our internal threads with the staff, but another one of our staffers was in Japan and posted a bunch of cars that he saw in Japan.
I missed that.
Carl was over there.
Oh, cool.
And he's rad.
Carl is rad.
And thinks about weird cars to spot. And he made me feel a little bad because he snapped great photos of like every cool car he saw.
And he found some weirdo stuff.
And he found way weirdo stuff. And then I, noted a bunch of cars that I saw, but I didn't take pictures of most of them. I got a few good pictures. But no, just to rattle some off. I mean, I told you I saw like a gold wrapped R34 Skyline, which is crazy. I saw a Hako.
Whoa.
There's debate on this, on whether you call it a Hakosuka or a Hakuska.
Oh, I've always Hakosuka.
Yeah,
That's what I thought.
My buddy says it the second way, which is kind of like
Hakuska?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
I don't know which is right.
Yakuza. It's like a gang member.
Neither of those I know how to say properly, so I'm not going to really try. But it was one of the. It wasn't a GTR. It was either a GT or just like base, but it was 2-door silver, no flares, like the modest. What do they call that car? KGC 10, or I forget what the body.
I can't remember the chassis designation. Yeah.
But anyway, the legit early Skyline base, and this guy was cruising underneath an overpass and like sitting up with this awesome posture, right-hand drive, no tint on any of the windows, so you can see right through the greenhouse, just comes driving through in Tokyo. And I was like, that's an awesome moment. Nobody else saw that. And I just saw that.
Was it modified?
No, 0% modified. It was like a factory.
Was would that mean steel wheels and stuff if it's like a base one? Or did it?
I don't know if it.
They're called C10, you're right. Because it's C110 is the kind of angular one that comes after the Ken Mari.
Correct. So it was the first one, but I was like a rear 3/4 view. Honestly, I didn't really see what the wheels were, but they weren't like modded aggressive. I don't know if it had Watanabes on it or whatever, or if it just.
I feel like everyone I see is like, slammed on watts.
Yeah. So this one was very much not high sidewall, high ride height. Anyway, that car was 10 out of 10. That's my favorite car I saw over there. But then this will blow you away. So I saw 2 Cal Look Beetles, left-hand drive. One of them was like candy apple red. And one of them was like primer, like dilapidated, but they were both dropped with a tilted rear lid and a Stinger exhaust and the big torque thrust looking wide 5s down. They looked like they were out of VW Trends from the 90s. Left-hand drive cars. And I was like, wow, that's a deep cut for Tokyo.
Zach always says that when you see a car like that in Japan, it looks extra cool because it's kind of out of place and it's in that back your car in to a parking spot culture. Yeah. So seeing that, it's like your brain is out of whack. You're
like if you saw that here, you'd be like, oh, that's fairly cool. Or I mean, California's spoiled, right? Like you'd see something drive by like that, like somewhat regularly, right? And I mentioned it to you because you had your Ghia, but in 2 totally different towns, they weren't together or whatever. I saw them in 2 different random instances, and they're not with buddies, and they're not cruising, and they have this rad posture, and they're just kind of cruising through town. That was an eye-opening moment.
Cal Look Beetles are cool in general.
Cal Look, it used to not be my favorite Beetle look, and now I appreciate it.
Well, there's nostalgia for it because it's also pretty old. It's a pretty long time ago.
Turns out all that stuff has aged. Right? All that stuff has aged. Narrowed beams.
All
the things.
You want to make your Volkswagen ride even worse, do that.
Yeah, big subs in the back, roof rack.
Venetian blinds in the rear.
All of it. Oh, give me all of it. But they look really cool with it. So Japanese license plates are cool on everything, right? There's green ones, there's yellow ones, there's black ones, there's white ones. My kids are license plate geeks like me, so they were calling out different license plates. And then, some, Japan only type stuff was cruising by. Saw a Tommy Mackinnon edition Mitsubishi Evo, one of the early ones that we didn't get, right-hand drive. Red comes cruising through town. Saw a fair amount of Land Cruisers that were weird spec that you'd never see over here, which I like. Most people wouldn't care. Saw some of those weird, like, those micro cars that they make look like vintage Jags and stuff. That's a weird sentence to say out loud, but they actually do that.
Interesting.
Carl spotted one of those too. I spotted one of those. Saw a couple people have causing trouble with loud exhausts and stuff on like Tokyo Drift type rigs, cruising around Lexus sedans with big exhaust, way down, negative camber, all that stuff. But they're not ratty. Not a lot of people drive ratty ones. Like you'll see that stuff around California, and some of them are cool, but some of them are like junk.
Yeah, totally.
Around over there, they're pretty shiny and like nice and clean and like cared for. So that was cool. Couple supercars, Ferraris driving around.
Oh, wow.
Couple McLarens driving around. Saw a GT3 RS like driving straight through Tokyo, echoing off the buildings, sort of with the pop. That was
pretty rad.
Unnecessary, but rad, right? I was like, okay. That was cool. And then, and then we were on a bunch of trains and stuff other than that.
Bullet Train? You ride Bullet Train?
Oh, for sure.
How was that?
Yeah, Ray had his phone app open with the speedometer. So he's like showing me like live feed of
300 kph, more than 300 kph?
It was close to, I think he showed it to me when I don't know if we were going through a town or something, but yeah, we were going 160 miles an hour. So that's starting to get up there. Yeah. So that was fun. It was very fun. Just seeing, a great FD RX-7.
Oh, cool.
with a bigger wing on the back than we got in the US.
Oh, it was one of the late ones where they have
I don't know if it's a special edition, but it was a dark blue. A lot of them are in white, which I actually don't care for when they're the modded ones. It was like a really subtle modification. And it had the Japanese plate on it and a dude sitting right side, and it was on an elevated expressway, and he came around us, and I was just like, I was in a cab, and the cab driver was like, "Why are you taking a picture of that car?" And I was like, "That car is sweet."
I'm a little out over my skis, but they made them longer there, maybe like into the early 2000s, something like that. And is it called a Spirit or something? I've seen them in that dark blue with the big wing, and they have like the headlights are maybe fixed open instead of. Anyway, that's a rad car.
Yeah. The only thing I don't like about those, the Japanese ones, don't they mold the plate holder into the front?
I think that's right. Yeah.
I've never liked that look, but I know other people do. So that was cool. We went to the Tamiya model car store, so got to geek out on cars there. That
was kind of a dream of yours. Did it live up to expectations?
My 9-year-old self, I was kind of like the ultimate part of that journey. So that was cool.
Is it like a flagship store?
Yes.
Okay,
it's like
cool.
a brand store that they're losing money on. You can tell there's not that many customers. There's a lot of looky-loos, and it's in a very expensive, beautiful building. You can tell. I was like, man, you can't sell enough $100 models to pay for this place. But I brought the bag back. I did buy something there, and I brought the bag back to the hotel, and like the guy in the lobby that worked at the hotel, he was like, "Oh," that's cool, right? And I was like,
he knew,
and I was like, "You know this?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, we know that brand." And I was like, "Wow, that's cool," because he deals with a bunch of stuffy tourists all the time, but then got to geek out on like toys coming through, so that was kind of fun. I can wax on.
Kids dig it. Do they have fun?
Kids loved it. They're adventurous into weird food and riding on trains.
Yeah.
So they know that. We didn't rent a car. A lot of people asked Randy, what are you going to drive? Are you going to go do crazy stuff? So here's one. We didn't do it. And I kind of wish that we did, but I'm going to do it on a subsequent trip. If we could get any feedback from BAT listeners, you can book like a Too Fast, Too Furious tour, like somebody to show up in a wrapped, like decaled up car and take you to like the car meet scene, which they say happens like 7 days a week at this parking lot. Did you see recently the Lewis Hamilton pictures of him in his F40?
I saw a little bit
during the Japanese GP. He took it at F40 because he's a Ferrari guy now, and he took it to this meet that happens on Saturday night, and I guess it happens on other nights. And so you can pay $130 for 3 people, and somebody will show up with a 4-seater. They like load you in, and some random person in their tuned car, which sounds like a recipe for disaster to me, will go drive you to the movie locations and then drive you to this meet, which sounds just like...
Man, should we start that business in San Francisco and take you to the bullet locations and stuff?
No, totally. I bet people would do it.
Of course they would.
Wow, you just said a great business model out loud.
I shouldn't have said it
on radio, and now everybody's going to do it.
We could buy Robert Duvall's tan LTD taxi cab.
LTD and a green fastback and a charger, obviously.
Of course.
And you pile people in and you go drive the route. Yeah. Unfortunately, the route is all
I know, it's all over the place.
City. But anyway, we didn't do it. There were a couple moments. Like they'll come pick you up at your hotel at 10 o'clock at night and go like drive.
Oh, because a lot of that stuff happens at night.
It's all night. They won't do it in the day. They do it in the nighttime. So I'm kind of like, I almost wanted to try it. It felt a little cowboy. You like pay for it through some sketch interface.
Is there a special request section where you can say, I need underglow?
I was like, can I specify the vehicle exactly? Right. I was more worried about like who the random driver is going to be that shows up. But I bet there's some reviews online and stuff. I bet somebody that's listening maybe has done it. And I got to ask Zach about that. That's one that I didn't do, but I would like to go back and do. I would like to go back and do F1. I would like to go back. There were flyers at the Tamiya HQ about the Honda Museum. They're doing some collab on the Twin Ring Motegi facility.
That's where I would like to go, is the Twin Rings.
Yeah. And the manufacturer museums, and then go see a factory of cars being put together and that sort of stuff. I wish we could have done that, but that was not on the agenda.
That's all right. You did plenty. You captured lots of stuff. So you've spent a fair amount of time in Europe, and you've never said, it's not like it's like the US there, but it doesn't strike you as so different. And Japan feels considerably different than the United States, the car culture.
It feels really different. Europe feels different. The way they treat their cars, all the car models are different. I always find that super stimulating. And even like Central America or South America or Africa or wherever you go, and like everything's different. And it's just, even the pedestrian stuff is fun to look at.
Totally.
You lose that in the US where you're just, or wherever you live, because you're just used to it, right? Go into a different country to see how stuff works. Yeah, they pull up to a stoplight and they turn their headlights off so they like don't shine at other people. It's very like courteous. Some people do that in Europe. Not very many people, but a lot of people do that in Japan. That was cool. My cab driver did that. And
I love observing stuff like that. It's so cool.
And then the cabs you're riding around, a lot of them have like lace-lined interiors.
Oh, they have the doilies on the
doilies all over them, on the seats, on the door panels. It was like integrated into the door panel on this Toyota. I think it was a Century. It wasn't Lux. It was like kind of a dog, actually. It'd be like a high-end Tercel here, but it's like a 90s era car, right? I mean, it's been around the block a long time, and we were driving on that. My kids are in the back. I rode shotgun right-hand seat, right? Because we were full.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like touching the dash and like looking at the way the guy drove. He would shift into park with an old Toyota automatic at every stop.
Whoa.
Which I was just kind of fascinated. I was just kind of taking it all in. And yeah, the gauges are like in my 94 Toyota pickup.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole thing's just sort of old, but I loved it all. And the way the doors open and the trunk. Anyway, so we were driving around in these just funky Japanese cars. And the sensation of doing that was so different than just a normal day here.
Do you use Subway too?
Lots.
Yeah. Tokyo Subway is supposed to rock.
Tokyo, Kyoto. Yeah, we were underground. I mean, it's expansive. And there's a lot of food offerings there and long distances to go. We had a rain day, so you like try to be under as much as you can. So we were navigating the city through a bunch of the tunnels. It was cool.
Awesome, man. Well, it makes me want to go. My son really wants to go very badly, so maybe we got to put it together.
I recommend it. Yeah, go over there. Whether there's an event happening that you lock into, like an F1 race or a driving thing you can do or sport you can attend, or if you just go and just show up in Tokyo, you're pumped.
Nobody has gone and not enjoyed themselves that I know. Ever.
See, it seems like it.
Yeah,
it seems like it. So a lot of people like it, I would say.
Rad, dude. There's a lot of other good stuff on the site that I thought we could talk about. I have some questions of the week to hit you with too. We did that a while ago and people have been absorbing those in various BAT social media channels, but I thought we could run through watch lists and other stuff on the site. You mentioned something that I hadn't even heard of right before we pushed record. I was like, we got to push record, and I can't even remember what it was. What did you mention?
There's goodness.
Oh, the BRAT. You said a really good BRAT.
There's goodness on the site right now that people need to be. I'll navigate away from the slot car raceway that is Alps-Inspired.
Oh,
did you seen that?
You saw the Cheetah, right? We had an excellent Cheetah.
Had a result.
Yes, we did.
Printed, as Anthony Serra would say. We printed a result.
It. That's right.
Bill Thomas. Tell me your knowledge of Bill Thomas.
I just know that it's kind of Corvette. I mean, you may have to school me a little bit.
No, okay, I'm not baiting you. I don't know him that much.
I think the Cheetah's the idea. So it's our first one, other than we had a cut down Cheetah kind of Roadster that was cut down in period. That was at Road America last year, I think. It was sold on BAT and then was at where you were racing at the Road America event. I'm pretty sure. But this is the first one that's in kind of the classic coupe shape. It's a street car version. I could be wrong, but my understanding is Cheetahs are kind of Corvette running gear, and then what's the smallest package you can wrap around Corvette running gear to go very, very fast. This one's a street car. It has a small block with Hilborn or Rochester injection on it. I don't know if you looked closely at the list, but all the way it's set up, the distributor is kind of back and under a hump in the hood. So when you're sitting in the cab, you can see the distributor through the windshield. This was offered by 911R, one of our power sellers. And I talked to Matt Crandall about it a little bit, and he said, boy, does it feel like there's not much there. He's like, I can't imagine driving one of these 200 miles an hour. We've also joked about four-wheel drum rallies, like where you can only come if your car has four-wheel drums. This car has four-wheel drums.
No way.
Yes.
But is it a 64?
It's a 60. So this one, so hard to do the history on these. Our writer, shout out, Nye did this one. She's, I know, going to an upcoming event with you. She did an amazing job on this one. It is believed to be one of the last one assembled. Depending where you go, I love this kind of stuff about cars. Depending where you go, there's either 29 of these or 12, and everyone claims they totally know. But factory burned at one point, and a few cars were assembled after the fire, and this is thought to be one of those, and it was always a street car.
There's a factory fire story in the Cheetah story. I didn't know that. It's like the Coventry story, right? Isn't that the same with D-types?
Totally.
Factory always burns.
And then
records.
Right. No records. That's important. So then you never know. And then people can say whatever they want. Yeah. And then there's always at least two experts who don't agree with each other, and they're like, no, I'm right. The other one's like, no, I'm right. Anyway, really cool car, $520,000 result. It's always hard to know what cars like this are going to sell for, right? Because there's so few of them. They almost never come up for sale. There's a lot of Cheetah replicas.
But sorry, we're back to what did we list it as year-wise?
It's 66, which is late for a Cheetah.
So why didn't they put discs on it?
Because I think it's like early C2 running gear on these. I think a lot of so let's see, they were built from
C2's so easy to upgrade to disc.
This was commissioned
around.
without a drivetrain in 65. Took delivery in 66. Same guy had it for a long. Second owner had it for a long time.
I'm confused on the drum choice, but okay. I'll take it.
Well, 63 is when they come out. So, and that's Corvettes are all.
Vets had discs by 65, so that's the weird thing.
But not in 63, right?
That's true. That's correct.
I was actually talking with Ryan Huber today about what are the fastest cars with four-wheel drum brakes.
Oh, and where'd you land?
I mean, the Cheetah's probably the fastest.
Okay.
I mean, maybe there's something else, but Gulls are four-wheel drum. Early Vets are four-wheel drum. What else is fast that has four-wheel drum brakes?
Oh, man.
A late...
I don't know.
Like a Fuely 63 Vet is pretty fast for four-wheel drums. You put discs on yours, or you kept it drums? I can't remember.
On the Vet, I put discs on.
You put discs on
it.
That was
part of the deal.
Yeah.
But a 63 stock would have drums all around.
Yeah. This one had magnesium American mags on it, which is so good looking.
That's pretty hot.
Yeah. Great looking car. Anyway, stoked to see that one.
Okay.
You mentioned a good BRAT.
Yeah. Are we going to my wacky
Let's go to your watch list, dude.
Wacky Arnold. Wasn't that Arnold's nickname? Wacky. Jim Farley's car is on my watch list. There's a 0 mile, actually 65 kilometer, but I'm going to round that down to 0. BMW Z1.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
That's real weird. I don't know how that's being documented.
Are you pro Z1?
I actually am. People pick on that car like it's kind of like a non-performance car. It's like a wimp, but it's so weird. And man, I have to think when would be the last time I saw one. This is the last time you saw a BMW Z1. I mean, it's at Monterey, at like Legends of the Autobahn. I haven't seen one of those on the street in decades.
Yeah, and it's got, it's got pedestrian. It's an E30 underneath, right? So I'm sure it drives fine.
And they're kind of dull, but I think they're cool. They're so unusual or so seldom seen that I think that makes them pretty cool. So anyway, that's cool. What else we got here?
I love anything that is weird that you get to kind of win the cars and go. That's why I like Mazda Cosmos. Did you see, apropos, there's a second generation Cosmo on the site.
I don't like those. Do you like those?
It's not very good looking, but it is.
They're weird though.
They're really weird.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I'd ever really absorbed that car before.
Yeah.
So that was interesting. No, what I really want is a first gen. We actually sold a nice first gen in Canada a little while ago.
I would like to drive one of those. I've never driven a first gen Cosmo. There is a certain Dino on the website.
Oh yeah.
That used to reside at BAT HQ, the old ex-BAT Dino, which was a fun car from the early days of BAT that we sold on BAT in, I think, 2016.
May 31st, 2016, my first day on the job.
Sold. I did the video driving around with Zach in the car. He was holding an iPhone, and that was the early days. Before there was power sellers on BAT with pro videos, there was Zach holding an iPhone inside a Dino to record it. And that was awesome. And it sold well last time, and it's back. Bidding on that's at $200K, which is kind of wild.
It's really fun reading the old listing.
I like the style of old listings on BAT, so that's kind of fun. There is a slot car track that's mayhem. 5 days to go. Alps-Inspired Carrera digital slot car Raceway. I wish that was in BAT HQ right now. We'd be playing that.
Oh my God, I'd missed this. This is huge.
It's huge. We've sold a few of them that are huge, and they all have themes. This one is trying to be like Alpine Rally or something.
14 feet long.
Of course.
Man, this is cool.
So that's very cool. There's an original owner, 82 BRAT Silver, which is a great spec. It's got the chairs in the back. I really like that.
You're a BRAT guy? You'd like to have one?
I'm a weird Subaru guy. So going skiing, growing up, going to Tahoe, you know how there's locals that live in town and they always get the best ski days, and they work at they're like bartenders, or they do whatever they can. They're ski bums, right? So they don't have expensive cars, but they have cars that can get them to the hill. So they all drive Toyota trucks and old Subarus, right? So when I was a kid, like 80s Subarus were scattered all through Tahoe, and they were kind of rusty and they were kind of interesting. So I actually really like the sedans and wagons even better than the BRATs. The BRATs get all the love nowadays. But if I could have like a US ski team Subaru WAG from back in the day, I would love that. Or any of the early Subaru variants I think are really neat. But the BRAT is iconic, and you rarely find them in good shape. So
he's got kind of knobby tires on this thing. I've also never seen these panels over there. They're like removable.
The roof?
Yeah.
No, it's got glass T-tops that pop out and they tilt up like bird wings, right? It's like weird.
Yeah. And you can drive around with them popped up like that.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
Or maybe they'll fly off, but you can try. You can drive slow.
I bet those seal really well.
I bet you get dripped on a little bit, but hey, that's part of the
This
deal.
car is rad. Great listing too. Really well done.
That's a really good listing. There's a super weird boat that's made it all. I'm sorry, I take you to my watch list. My watch list is
delightful.
Like total schizophrenia. This is in Windermere, Florida, but it's a boat made in Austria with Volvo power called a Frauscher. You're never going to know what this is. I didn't know what this is, but this is one of those that comes, I'm subscribed to the boat category. So this thing comes across BAT and I'm like, what? And
It's
so
actually good looking.
it is, but it's weird, dude. The rear fin has like an elegant design, but everything else is super weird.
Yeah, the back looks like a 50s boat almost.
Yeah, the motor, you can't sit in the back. You can only sit in the front.
Well,
Anyway,
it's
the
a
whole
center
thing-
console too, which
the whole
is
thing is
weird.
real weird, dude.
Frauscher.
Right? I don't know what these
Is
guys
that for driving around in the Baltic?
I have no idea what this thing is, but somehow it made its way to Florida and then it made it on the trailer. That trailer shot looks great.
It does.
The
It's
rear-
really good
The
looking.
rear 3/4 looks really neat. But anyway, so that's super weirdo. These are the kind of things that haunt my dreams and live on my watch list. And there's an Miglia 47 Healey Elliott. Do you know what that car is?
Nope.
It's like this weird enclosed low headlight Healey associated car that's in Mokina, Illinois.
Oh, I saw this car. It's got the Mille photo in the.
We've
in the
listed
lead.
it. Wow, we've listed it 3 different times, including in 2013.
Yeah, this is not a bad looking car.
They're weird, but I mean, it's cool. It's esoteric and unusual. There's a Lotus Esprit S1 in white with a plaid interior. That's a Bond adjacent car.
I actually love those early Esprits.
I think they're cool.
I've talked to shout out to our buddy Steve Meyer. I've talked to him about these before, and he's always a little bit like, will it break your heart? But you know how much he loves a Lotus.
They
Steve,
absolutely break your
of
heart,
course.
but they're very, very cool.
Did you see, I pulled up the Healey page to look at that. Did you see that? I was talking to somebody about this car the other day. Did you see the Nash-Healey Le Mans with a V8?
Do they all have V8s?
Sorry, it's a Rebel. It's like a bigger 327.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Like a Chevy?
No, it's a Rambler V8.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
I've always
fascinating.
liked Nash-Healey coupes.
I actually think those are neat. I actually like the Roadster too. I've always liked the inboard headlights.
I do too.
Those are cool.
I think it's a really good looking design.
Featured prominently in a vintage
Yes.
movie, the original Sabrina.
Oh,
like,
really?
in the modern one, the Playboy brother drives a 355 Ferrari convertible, and in the 50s one, he drives a Nash-Healey Roadster.
Isn't it?
The irresponsible brother?
Really? Isn't it our guy? Isn't it Harrison Ford in the remake of Sabrina?
That's not the. It's
No, I know that's not the original with Audrey.
No. But that's the responsible brother. The irresponsible.
Oh,
brother is
okay.
Kinnear. It's
It's Greg Kinnear. That's right. Okay.
He drives but this isn't. The vintage version is Bogart and from way back.
Yeah, it's Katharine Hepburn. Audrey Hepburn. Yeah.
Correct. So anyway, whenever I see those cars, I think of that movie because he pulls in very prominently with the front end with the inboard headlights.
Yeah.
Like
I think it's Pininfarina design. I'm pretty sure.
could be. Anyway, back to the watch list. 82 Renault 5 Alpine Turbo, front drive turbo, Renault 5. I've actually never seen one of these listed on BAT. And European buddies of mine all think these are swell and like this is the GTI they wanted as kids. I always wanted like a Mark II GTI. They all wanted this car. I've never seen one listed.
You've talked about these quite a bit though. So this is knocking around in the old Nonnenberg noggin.
Yeah, but these are weird. I'd rather have the non-turbo, like the dumpy spec of these, but European. We saw those when you and I were together in France, right?
That really nice yellow one was a
remember that?
turbo. Yes, I do remember
That's
that
what
car.
I want. But anyway, Maple Grove.
Because it makes you just want the real deal when you look at it. Because the seats and the wheels and everything.
I showed my son this, and he's like, "Yeah, the flared rear fenders are cooler." And I was
They
like,
are.
"That's correct.
They are.
That's the correct take." But these are still kind of neat.
And the seats are like a lesser version of the
Yeah,
seats
but
in
they're
your car.
close. But yeah, they're not quite there. Yeah, you're totally right. The Le Mans class winning 934 is back.
Oh, yes, that car's back.
Interestingly, that exact car in its previous livery, I was looking at the listing today, in its previous livery is the subject of a Tamiya model. One of the first Tamiya models in
Really?
1976 is that actual car, which is cool.
I remember when this car was on site, whatever it was, a couple of years ago, but I don't think we had the period Valiant livery quite
That's
as
the one.
prominent. And like,
It's
that's like,
green.
yeah, it's really cool.
but it's not Valiant. If you look at how you spell it, the I comes before
it's
the L.
Valent.
It's Violent or Valent.
What is that?
I don't know. I had the same thing because I was looking at the model car and it has the same. So anyhow, crazy stuff on BT. And then this, you want to talk about these?
Oh, yeah. Sequential-VIN.
These just went live. There's two 1965 Porsche 911s, which are interesting to begin with because they're 300 series cars. Chassis 300717 and chassis 300718 are being auctioned together in the same lot.
One listing.
And I think that's going to freak people out. And one of them was purchased on BAT in 2019, which I think is really neat. And then he found the next VIN and decided he had to buy it. And now he's selling both of them together. And they're both 2-liter early 65 cars and both Polo Red and both came out of the factory. What did he say? He said like April 9th, 1965.
Yep, that's correct.
Came rolling off.
I mean, with those chassis numbers, it's the 717th and 718th 911, I would presume, right?
I think that's right. There may be some wiggle room at the beginning, right? With what cars getting crushed or whatever. But yeah, isn't that wild?
I love it. We've actually done this a couple times before with like Hellcats and Demons that are like, but where it's like people are going to want them as a pair, but I want a 65 911 bad. I don't know if I need two, but
I don't know if I need two either. Same color, same spec. And will you get a group buy price here? Like, do we both buy one of these and we get it for a deal? Or are they going to go for amplified price because they're sister cars? But man, I wish I was standing at the end of the assembly line on April 9th, 1965 to watch these things come rolling off.
The older I get and the more I think about 911s, which I love, the simple early one with steel wheels and hubcaps, like that's the car. I want the original iteration of the car.
Yep. Both of these have fogs hanging under the front bumper, but that's about it. Other than that, it's chrome steels with chrome caps and
black interiors.
Good luck to you.
Yep. Totally. Right? Totally. I love it. Good luck to you.
I think that's a pretty fun listing. Frisbee Steve selling that out of West Bend, Wisconsin. One of my favorite things to do lately is just to look at where cars are listed because it's always just, I mean, who could guess, right?
I love it. I actually love our functionality, which people asked for years, where you can just click on the thing on our website. You can go right to the Google Maps and see where it is. I do that all the time. I did it today.
I love it. I absolutely love it. So anyway, going through my watch list is all over the map. E30 wagon is in there. There's a GSX-R1100 that I'm watching that's being sold in the UK. That's kind of cool. There's a beautiful F250, couple 930 turbos.
Are you on that blue-green color one? Which I had never seen before.
And it's got the garage doors behind it, which I think means it's local partner Seattle. Is it Griots?
It's Griots.
Yeah, that looks like a Griot presentation to me. Beautiful car. That means they will have clay barred the finish.
Yes.
Without a doubt.
Yeah. It's unfortunately a repaint, but I think that is the correct color. It's like petrol metallic blue or something like that is the name of it.
Still makes me happy.
It does. It's great looking. 930s, man. I want one really bad. I rewatched the movie. Have you seen Air? The movie about signing Michael Jordan to Nike.
Yeah. Right.
It's a Ben Affleck movie, and he also plays Phil Knight in it.
Yep.
And he drives the purple 930, which was like a real thing. And there's a part where he's giving like a guru speech, like, clear your mind and like go for a run. And Matt Damon kind of lashes back at him. He's like, oh yeah, did the Dalai Lama have a grape Porsche turbo?
Is that right?
Yeah. But it did again make me, because the cars featured pretty prominently in the movie. And I was like, God damn, I love 930s. They're so great. They're so great.
They are pretty
I don't want a purple one. I know you don't either, but still pretty great.
I think we should drive one of those.
Can I just mention I can't?
What's on your list?
Go,
yeah,
I know I can't go without
my list.
I can't go without dropping one. Well, the Farley Pantera on mine, that petrol blue metallic 930 on mine. A cord, a very weird cord. I always have to look every time an Auburn cord comes up. This is a 1935 cord. There's only 100 of them. These were hand built early cars that they had to make to be able to get the cord into I think the New York Auto Show. Like you had to have some certain number. They never put powertrains in them. They're handmade. They're very rare. They're slightly different. They have some very minor tweaks from the later cars. The main one of which is the famous louvers around the front are hollow. So when you look at the front of it, you can see into the engine compartment because they're kind of hand built.
That's cool.
Anyways, the owner was a Big Three auto exec and found this car, no powertrain, I want to say in the 70s, and had a Oldsmobile Tornado front, so it remains front wheel drive Tornado powertrain put into it, but he put a smaller Oldsmobile engine behind the front wheel drive automatic transaxle.
To make it fit.
Right, it's a 307. Correct.
Fit.
It also doesn't fit the radiator, so the cooling system is under the back seat in the back of the car.
You have photo evidence of this?
I do have photo evidence of this.
Wow.
My dad remembers seeing this. I called him, of course, and he was like, oh, yeah, this car used to come to the national meet. I've seen it before.
Oh, wow.
It's pretty well done, and it's an automatic, obviously, so it probably runs and drives a lot better. I do wonder about the cooling on it, but super interesting car. Great color.
Jesus.
So here you can see the coolant lines running to the back, and then the radiator positioning. It's like flat in the back under the car.
I can work with that. It's got an electric fan on top of it.
It's got dual fans on it. Yeah. Yep. It's the only place they could fit it packaging-wise. But it's a good-looking car.
I like the color and that model. That model and the color are the ones that I like.
It's like mine. It's the original just sedan, which I think is the prettiest one.
Yeah.
And doesn't have the bustle trunk or anything. It's got
what
the
year?
Trunk. It's a 35.
Man.
Which is weird.
A pretty cool car in 35, don't you think?
Spaceship.
Yeah.
That's why I love them. Yeah. Front wheel drive and unibody and pretty fast. I gave Ryan Huber a ride in mine in Auburn last year, and he's like, this drives pretty amazingly. I'm like, yeah,
got to get it up here, man. We're still waiting for that.
I know.
And the Rari to show up.
Rari, going to get the Rari in 4 days. No, let's see. What is it? Was it Thursday, Friday? So yeah, 4 days. Gonna have that back here.
We would like to.
Can you stomach cars. 2 porter cars in the office for a little bit?
Absolutely. 3.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna swap the Porsche for the Cord pretty soon.
Shoot, we wanted 3. But okay,
that's all I have. That's all I have right now. I only have 3 old cars.
Have them all here.
That's about all I got that's super interesting on my watch list. I've had, like cars that I have wanted for a long time. There was a really good C5 Corvette non-Z06 hardtop fixed roof coupe. Those are very hard to come by in nice shape.
Non-Z06. They did the coupe in the non-Z06.
Yeah, there was a dream spec of one of those on the site
recently. I tend to think of all of those being blue.
Well, guess what this one was?
Spin it around, and it's blue.
Look at that.
If it's a non-Z06. If it's a Z06, I think they're all yellow.
No, a lot of those are. But no strake on the side. Really simple, low mile, great color. I would have liked to have
You drive that car? Yeah.
I would like to have that car as a track car.
Okay.
They're all Z51 package, those fixed roof coupes.
Okay. That's live right now?
No, sold for $26,000, which I think is kind of a bargain for like the nicest one around.
It's a pretty cool track car.
I think you were on this episode. I was talking about, what are the cars where you can buy the best example in the world for under $20,000? I'm really into that right now. SHO Taurus. Totally.
Give me a bug eye.
I want a bug eye. This is live, and I'm kind of obsessing on this. 50s cars.
It's
58.
2-door rib.
Yes.
2-door's good.
I know. And early nailhead. Come on.
That's really good.
I know.
Tell people what you're looking at.
It's a 58 Buick Century Riviera 2-door.
That's a great car.
I know.
Salmon metallic paint.
Salmon metallic. The early 364 nailhead, which is like one of my favorite engines of all time. I know.
That's a big, heavy car. It's a little different than the 56 I have downstairs. Trying to think of the other Buicks that fell into line with. 58.
58 is not everyone's favorite because it's so much chrome and everything.
So much car. I mean, it's dual headlight, right? Yep. It's quad headlight, and it's
back
big,
on the
heavy rear
just
fin.
A ton of chrome.
But the fin went one more notch crazy.
Yes,
the 59 Buick is also really out of control.
But I mean, look at that thing in profile. That is a good looking car.
And the sideline chrome, the fall away chrome that goes down the side of it is really cool. Yeah, wow.
You've got your big 50s car. I want one so bad.
I do, but you got a Cord, so I don't know. There's some overlap.
There is. There's the debate of whether American cars were at their peak kind of right before the war or right after the war, but both are great.
Cool, man.
Anything else you want to talk about site-wide? Anything you want to plug? We got an event coming up in Delaware. We've got an event coming up in Florida just a couple weeks. People should come see us there. That is at our local partner, Bullet Motorsports. We really like them. So that's exciting. Quite a few BAT staffers going to be out there. So hopefully people will come out and see us. That is announced. And I guess I'm putting it on blast here. Delaware coming up the month after. That's only a little over a month away.
BAT events are ramping.
We're doing a lot this year.
We've done some unusual ones and some new locations, which I think is great.
It's really fun.
It's fun to get to go to different local partners and showcase them. It's fun to just be in different areas and see different audiences. A lot of people are saying, can you come back to the one you did last year? I missed it. Can you come again? And I'm like, you guys, if you want to go to these events, like there's no guarantee it's coming back the immediate next year. Sometimes it takes a while, and we like shaking it up and going to Florida, going to Delaware, going to Wisconsin, going to other places. And we got even more stuff coming to announce.
Yeah, we do. More about that next week. We've got people everywhere. We've got local partners everywhere. We're over 100 of them. So the one in May, as you know very well, but also at a local partner at McQueen's, our guy Peter out there in Delaware. It's our first time there, and Yeah, it's hard. Even when you're doing, I mean, we're going to get close to 20 events this year. And even then it's hard to like get everywhere you want to go.
Yep. SF Cars and Coffees. Are
Oh
you
gosh,
talking
that's
about
happening too. Yes, that's happening.
Hype that, dude. That you're going to be there.
That's being announced right now as we're talking.
I saw it.
Yeah,
So
it just
you're
came
about
out,
to say
and we're popping it on our site like right now. This is our friends Motoring Club, Motoring Coffee, I should say. We were at one of their events here in San Francisco a couple months ago. They're doing another one. So
what date?
that is the 20. It's next Sunday, or
26th.
next 26th, correct?
April 26th.
April 26th.
Marina Middle School, San Francisco. Yep. Be there, be square. 9 a.m. 8 a.m.
I don't remember.
7 a.m.
You just show up.
How early do you show up?
We're kind of tagging along to their thing. We're bringing the BAT community out to the Motoring Coffee deal. So it's really their show. They do a nice job of parking everybody, queuing them up at this school. But I'll be out there. That's why I'm going to fetch the Ferraris to bring it to that. This one's Italian themed.
Okay, cool.
So bring your Italian cars. Bring any car you got.
Terrific.
Lots happening.
Lots spinning. I think that's good. Let's sign off telling people about those events, telling them to get out there. If they have other events they're going to reach out and let us know. We'd
Throw
love
them on
to
the
hear where
calendar.
people are going. Take alumni cars. If you're taking your alumni car, grab a photo and send it to us. We'd love to hear what you're doing with cars you bought on BAT. My other favorite thing, as you know, is hearing where BAT alumni cars are going or end up or are being built into or whatever else is happening. So keep us in the loop. Send those to podcast@BAT.
You love it. You love it when one shows up that you know about. You always get so hyped.
I'm totally hyped. And I love it when I don't know about it, right? If they're like, I bought this on BAT, I'm like, that's amazing. Let's go. The Sequential-VIN Porsches, I had no idea that one of them was sold on BAT. So we made sure we highlighted that in the listing. And yeah, whenever you can see somebody driving a car, obviously it makes us all feel good if you bought it on BAT and now you're driving and having a good time. We always love to hear about that.
Get out there and use it. Well, thanks, Randy. Thanks, everyone, as always, for listening. We will catch you next time.